Hello everyone. It's a really beautiful evening here in sunny Melbourne. And tonight's topic is all about time-saving hacks for the busy working woman. So I'm going to be covering 4 tips this evening. If you've got any questions, feel free to pop it in the chat, or you can always email me as well, and I promise I'll get back to you if I don't see it live. So my very first tip is to remember to not try and juggle everything at once. Even though us busy working women think that we can juggle it all, you really can't focus on more than one task at a time. And you really can't give your full focus on that one task if your mind is in 3 different places. And I'm sure you understand what I mean when, imagine you're trying to do your book work, for example, and you've got 3 triplets running around underfoot. You've got a pot of food burning on the stove, etc. You just can't juggle it all. So my first tip is to definitely just do one task at a time. Even if you set yourself write a short list at the start of the day, even if there's 3 tasks that need to get done that day, and you tick them off and do them one at a time. Please do not do 3 tasks at a time. Speaking of time, batching your time, which I have spoken about in last week's lesson, is about batching similar tasks together. So my example just before of, say you do have small children crawling around at your feet, your mind at that time is in mum mode. You cannot sit and try and do your taxes, for example, at the same time. So if you're in mum mode at the time, your triplets aren't in bed, there is no way you're going to get your taxes done at that time. So set that for a time when perhaps the children are asleep, like having a nap, and batch similar tasks together, such as doing your book work, tax, etc. Or you might be doing some cooking or cleaning, but they're similar tasks together. Or you might be in social mode. You might have some people over, for example, or you need to make some telephone calls, etc. So it's it's using different parts of your brain in a nutshell. So we're focusing on, we have mum mode, we have work mode, etc. So batching similar tasks together is a really good time saver, rather than your brain switching between one style of thinking and another. And my favorite tip, which I've touched on previously as well, is food prepping and batching it all together as well. I love to do a big cook up, normally on a Sunday. So I would normally do my shopping on the Saturday or the Sunday, and rather than put all the shopping away, so rather than put all the fresh produce that you've just bought at the supermarket, how about you actually slice it all up, cube your pumpkin potato, for example, and either put it in a Tupperware container ready to use, or actually start cooking and having quite a few appliances on at the same time. Now, the advantage of this is that you're making one big mess once a week, but then all the cooking is done for the week. So you might have your oven going with, you might have some root vegetables roasting in the oven, or even a roast chook roasting at the same time. So you've got some protein and some vegetables cooking in the oven, but you might have a rice cooker going, or a pressure cooker, a slow cooker. I love having my vegetable soup always on hand, so that might be bubbling away slowly. You could have a risotto, for example, or a curry going in the pressure cooker. So yes, you've got a few appliances, you know, all bubbling away, but it takes the same amount of time to cook it all at the same time rather than pull everything out every night and think, what am I going to cook? And then cook more than what you need so that you're not just cooking one meal and then that's it. So the idea is to have extra so that you can actually portion that out, and then you've got a lovely hot meal for another time. So you could even have your snacks down pat, even portioning out your nuts into small single serve containers, so that for the rest of the week you don't have any pots or pans or anything to clean up, and you've got a lovely home cooked meal that you literally just have to grab out of the fridge or the freezer. Now, my last tip, now we're all talking about time this evening, but one of the tips that I think we often forget is actually scheduling in some you time, some self-care time. And if you don't schedule this time in for yourself, who else is going to? And if you don't look after yourself and your health suffers, who is going to look after everybody that you are currently looking after? You have to actually look after yourself first. You have to put your oxygen mask on first. I'm always saying this. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You have to fill up your own cup. So whether that is an activity that just lights you up, fills up your soul, it might be a hobby that, you know, you don't have to be worrying about anybody else. You're just totally in your zone. It could be meditation. It could be going for a walk around the block, taking the dog for a walk, doing a little bit of yoga in the living room. It looks different for everybody, but whatever lights you up and fills your soul, fills up your cup, okay? And the other tip that I want to enforce here is to schedule it into your diary, because if it's in your diary or your planner, it gets done. If you just don't schedule in that time, I'll guarantee you'll find something else to fill up that time. You need to find the time for you, make the time, and block out that time in your diary. That is you time. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed my 4 tips today, how to grab more time, you know, some time management tips for the busy working mum. If you've got any questions, of course, please just send me a DM, add something in the group chat there. I'm not seeing anything at the moment. This is live, so if we've got any more questions, otherwise I will turn off the recording, and I really look forward to talking with you soon. Bye.